morning. Second day of doing the Tele track today. So we did the southern section yesterday. Came out at the first bypass track, which takes you back past the ranger station, and then from there it was another 75 k's.
Yeah, from the ranger
station back to Bramwell. So it is still a fair hike, but the road at the moment, this little stretch of road is perfect because they've just graded it. It does turn to shit again up further, but yeah, a good 50 or 70 k's of it at the moment is really good. So, but yeah, so we're going to go back in today into the ranger station, and yeah, hit the second half of the track, which is Gunshot and a few little bits like that. We don't know for sure. We're winging it a bit as we go. We've got a rough idea. But yeah, we've moved our caravan up from Bramwell this morning, up about probably about 50, 60 k's from where Bramwell is, and there's a few free camps on the side of the road there, so you can basically pick anything. But yeah, we've sort of travelling along with our friends there now, so they're camping with us for the next little bit until we part ways. But anyway, we're going to do the rest of the Tele with them, so we're heading in now to go and check out Gunshot. So it's pretty unexciting, just a corrugated road until we get there. So we'll check back in with you when we get there and see what it's like. Bye.
So we've made it to Gunshot. We've been told there are 6 options to go through, so we'll check them out. So this is one of them. The camera's probably not going to do it justice at all, but it's big, steep one there. We just watched someone do the main Gunshot with not too many injuries to their vehicle, if that's what you say. This is now the new Gunshot here.
The reason we chose not to do this line is just as we arrived, we watched 2 other vehicles do this line. They even put max tracks in to try and level the bottom out, but both vehicles ended up hard into the bank, and this pushed the snorkel into both cars and did quite considerable panel damage.
This one here is the actual original Gunshot, but you can't actually get to it now really. So we'll go and check out the other options. That's another option. That's the original one.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, so you've got heaps of options up there. You got this option here, which is soup, and a big turn at the bottom of it. That's the original Gunshot, which you can't even get to anymore. Actually doesn't look any worse than any of your other options, but it's all washed out at the top there. You can't get to it. So we'll have a walk around and show you the other couple options. So this is to the left of Gunshot. There's another 6 or so entries. And we didn't choose these one. There was a vehicle already stuck in one, and as you can see, every entry to Gunshot's basically the same. It's just rinse and repeat.
Righto, we've picked our line. We are going to give a go at Gunshot, see whether we do it unassisted or not.
So at this point, I'd decided which entry I was going to take. Started moving towards Gunshot. I had agreed with Jess that she would walk into a position where she could film. I guess I had the adrenaline pumping, wasn't thinking straight. Once I got to the top of the entrance, I just went for it, just wanted it over and done with. And as a result, this is the only footage we got, was the in-cab footage of my descent. So while I was feeling pretty good about myself for just completing Gunshot, this was short-lived because what I didn't realise was that in the rush to try and get down to film me, when she saw me going, Jess had actually slipped over and hurt her tailbone pretty badly. So I was definitely in the doghouse.
Yeah, we're in.
A few moments later.
And stay it!
How's that, Bob? Did you like it?
Here comes Ben.
Good feeling.
How was it?
That's the back end, isn't it?
The water running through his rim was pretty cool.
We better put the low range in.
Yep.
I know. Give Pt2 Creek a go. Ben in front this time.
He's going down the hallway.
Down we go.
No scopes.
Nice and easy, just like that.
Let's go, my daddy. Come on, daddy. That's my daddy. Come on, daddy. It's my daddy, man. Come on, daddy. You can do it. Let's go, daddy. Molly's in there. Molly, please. You got this. You got this.
Hold on.
You got the
Just after Sailor Creek, you'll come to the intersection of the old Tele track with the PDR. That's officially the southern section of the track done. You can continue about 2-3 k's up the road, go back in on the old Tele track. We chose to do that tomorrow so we could get back to camp at a reasonable hour. The kids decided that they wanted to do some marshmallows, have a fire and have a bit of a movie night. So coming up next, we'll tackle the northern part of the Tele track. Okay, day 3, we're going to go and do from where Bamaga Road hits at the gravel pit, the quarry pit, and do the top northern section of OTT today. Go through Fruitbat Falls, all that sort of thing. Don't know whether we'll try and do the whole track today and then have tomorrow for a bit more of a relax, or whether we do half of it, have a swim, do the rest tomorrow, and that way break it up a bit for the kids, so we'll see how they're travelling. So we've moved the van and the camper up to a big open gravel pit, which is right on the side of the OTT. Yeah, worst corrugations on the road so far have been this northern side of Bramwell. Had a bit of wire hanging out the side of the van there, but that was just a bit of looped up excess wire when they put the other solar panel on for us, so that's obviously just been sitting in under the panel, but that'll be fine. Bathroom door came off its hinges again, which it does that, so we're used to that. We just fix it when we get there. And a little bit more dust inside the van this time, and the microwave screws have come out and the microwave's pushed back in, so not real sure how to fix that. But hello! We'll have to pull the surround off when I get back to camp this afternoon and see if it's easy where the screws go in from, because yeah, I don't know. But anyway, it's just a couple of loose screws. I'm sure we can fix that and tighten them right up, and something to keep an eye on. About to drop air out of the tyres and hit this track again. So right at the start of the northern section of the old Tele track, you will come into the signposted Fruitbat Falls, and about another 6 or 7 k's up the road you'll come to Elliot and Twin Falls, so they're all fairly close together. All 3 of these falls are quite accessible without doing the Tele track. You will just need a vehicle with a little bit of clearance. I wouldn't say it needs to be 4-wheel drive, but just a little bit of ground clearance, because there are some washed out sections. Fruitbat in particular, you'd get any vehicle into, no dramas at all. Elliot Twin Falls does have a small little creek crossing and just something that, yeah, we need a little bit of clearance. We decided we'd bowl over the Tele track today, so we will get to the falls tomorrow and have a good relaxing day there.
The crossing for Elliot Falls. I don't know what that is.
We slipped offline. You never film the good bits.
That front wheel.
You got a bit more. Yep. I reckon maybe straight again, mate. Come back again. Right. Here we are. I'll get this one. Yeah. You there, mate?
Good for the pause.
When I was young, my daddy said
There's two entrances to Cannibal Creek. The left option, which you can see me doing here, is a lot steeper drop off, a little bit off cambered if you were towing a trailer or something like that, but it is a lot shallower. You don't have to go through the deep section of water in this particular creek. The other line to the right is an easy drop in, but it's a lot deeper water and quite a soft bottom, so we took both drop ins here so you can see the difference. Nice and gentle on that. A little bit of left.
Back up with mum, please. Yeah, I know, just back up with mum.
Great.
Hey, what's that?
I didn't even see that little goat track around it.
Yeah, it's, nothing else is being used around here except for this. Let's just do it, eh?
This is marked as an unnamed crossing on most maps, including HEMA maps. However, I do believe it's referred to as Logan's crossing. It's the last creek or water crossing before you get to Nolans, and it was quite deep. It actually caught us both by surprise, and it was just as deep, if not deeper, than Nolan's.
Wow.
It's pretty deep. Gently approach. While taking a creek crossing this slow does increase your risk of getting water in the car, it is the safer option in a lot of circumstances, particularly with creeks like this with a soft bottom, where if you were to dig in and get stuck, you'd be sitting in the water stationary for a period of time while you're getting recovery gear, and that's definitely going to flood the vehicle.
Camera's fully under. Look.
I've got water.
Coming in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got water coming in both sides. A lot. Really a lot. I got water in the car.
I missed the start.
did the Tele track, the old Tele track, OTT.
Yes.
It's got so many names, you mix them up. So yeah, we've just completed the whole track, south to north, all the way from Palm Creek, and we just finished Nolans crossing 20 minutes, half an hour ago. And then we've come back out that bypass, back onto the PDR, and we're heading back to the caravan. So that was 3 bites at the track over 3 days. So the first one, we left at about 8:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Got, from Bramwell Junction, or the Bramwell Roadhouse. Did Palm Creek, did up to the, well, not the full southern section, but it's the section you can pop out at before Gunshot. So yeah, it's another 8, there's a sign, it's another 8 k's to Gunshot, or you can turn right, go past the ranger station and back onto the PDR. That's what we did. And then we got home about 4 o'clock, so that was a good day. That was stopping for a swim and a bite to eat at the river. Next day we moved the caravans up, and so yeah, we were a bit later starting because we moved the caravans up the PDR a bit closer to where we were going in. Went back in the ranger station road, came up, did Gunshot, did Pt2 Creek, Pt2 Creek, about 3 or 4 creek crossings, and then came out at the top of the full southern section. So that's basically sort of half the track, really, or a little bit more. And yeah, moved the caravans up again to a gravel pit right at the top of the southern section of the track, and then we came past Fruitbat Falls today. And for the third day we did the full rest of the track, which I think was about 40-ish k's on the track, and then it's about 11 k's from Nolans back to the PDR, and depending on where you camp, but our camps, I think about 30 or 40 k's again back down. But yeah, had a great time. I don't know, what did you think of it?
Yeah, there was parts where I was a bit scared, to be honest. But in saying that, it wasn't too bad. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely a choose your own adventure, and
yeah, definitely. There's lots of different tracks. And,
you can definitely tell how it changes year to year. So after every year, it's going to be completely different, and they push in new tracks in different spots, and they make bypasses around bits that are now undrivable, and yeah, it's just going to be. I think that's part of the enjoyment of it, that every year you can come back in a couple of years and that track can be nearly completely different, I reckon. So. But yeah, we did really well. We had to be recovered once, which was coming out of Cannibal Creek. So there was an easy line. You didn't have to do what we did, but we tried to take a bit of a better line, or a bit of a more exciting line, and slipped off course and ended up in a big soupy mud pit, which you'll see in the video. And yeah, it's had to be winched backwards, Ben winched us out, and then we drove a more sensible line and did it all. No worries at all. Everything was sort of, I don't know what I expected, I guess. There was no really difficult bits. Gunshot was, I expected there to be an easy option, or like a bypass of Gunshot, which there just wasn't this year. I don't know whether it changes or not, but anyone who said they've done Gunshot this year has done a decent drop. Because out of all the Gunshots, they're all vertical, and you're all sliding to the bottom until you smack your bull bar, and then But anyway, both Ben and I drove that without being assisted, so that was good. And then
we just did Nolans.
Just did Nolans, being this late in the season, so it's sort of mid-August, early mid-August now.
6th of August.
And the water subsided a fair bit on Nolans, so it didn't come over the bonnet on the line we took. Again, having said that, there was another 2 or 3 options that if you want water over your bonnet, you can have it, but we didn't. We were worried about getting water in the engine and stuff. If we could avoid it, we didn't want to just do it. So, but it was still a good drive through there. But the one that surprised us was Cypress Creek, which is about 5 k's before Nolans, was a lot deeper than we expected.
Yeah.
That was the one that did come over the bonnet and caught us both by surprise, and had water in the car, and we also got a little bit of water in the car at Nolans, but definitely water in the car for that one, because it was a slow drive through quite a long creek. But yeah, damage reports are pretty good. So I nosedived off Gunshots, which everybody does. No damage to the front of the car. It did knock my number plate protector off, but put it back on, cleaned it up, got the mud off it, and it was fine. The back of the car scraped as I came down. Because we've got the Kmart rear bar, we didn't do any major damage, but it did break the bolts and break the 12-pin plug for the caravan, so it's still usable, but it was all broken. Yeah, got no cover on it anymore, no dust flapping, anything like that. And then, yeah, because of that being broken, it was then in a lower position, so when we got stuck in the mud today, it ripped the wires out of one of the Anderson plugs and broke the bolts even further, but we can replace the 12-pin plug and put a new bracket on it and it'll be as new again. And it fortunately pulled the wires out of the Anderson plug that we're not using for the caravan. It's just a secondary one. So at this stage we're all still good for towing the van. We haven't done any damage that's irreparable or anything. But yeah, other than that, I think my exhaust tips got mangled. My twin exhaust tips on the back of the car, as it smacked down Gunshot, it mangled them. So we've just taken the exhaust tips off. Bit of water in the car, as we said, but
very little, like not. Like
yeah, no, it wasn't.
Not
much.
like open the door and it falls out. It was just a little
the
bit
doors. The doors filled up with water a little bit in the bottom, because you can see them run out of the door when you opened it. But
yeah,
it wasn't a lot. It wasn't.
No.
Wasn't bad at all. But yeah, road condition for the PDR varies massively. So there's some absolutely shocking sections, and then there's other sections that you expect to be terrible, and they're like this are pretty good. We're just cruising along at 90 k's, and it's beautiful. There's also a few little sections of tar. I think the worst section of road we had so far was just past the ranger station turn off and to the tar section where you join the old Tele track for that little bit. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Towing, we've had our microwave rip the screws out or back the screws out, and the microwave's fallen into the cupboard a bit, but that should be hopefully as simple as putting the screws back in. So yeah, we've had a little bit of damage, but honestly it's nothing that can't be fixed cheaply, and nothing that's going to be permanent damage really, apart from some pinstripes and a very dirty car, which a good buff and polish, I think. Yeah, be fun.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that, kids?
Yeah, but fun.
Super fun.
Super fun. Is that what the boy said to fill up the car? That's a bit scary. Yeah, I was a bit scared then, but that was all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and Kelly got a good experience with it, didn't you? You were in the car with me when I did Gunshot, and then there was another steep little one we had to do as well, and you were in the car as well. You were the only one who's done both steep ones. That was coming into Mistake Creek, I think it is, where you've got two options there. You can either take the left one, which is a really steep drop in, and then shallow water, or you can take the right one, which is an easy drive in, but it's very deep water and a long crossing. It had a bit of a soft bottom as well, so we chose to do one of each. Ben did the water crossing, and we did the drop in one, so you can see the difference between that. So we'll play that and see what you reckon.
Sounds good.
So now we've got that out of the way, I think tomorrow we're going to just move the caravan closer to Fruitbat Falls.
Yeah. Because we actually didn't do that today. We just wanted to finish the track today to then now just relax. Done all the intense driving, so yeah, we'll move the caravan up to Fruitbat Falls, and then we can go in and do them, and also look at Twin Elliott Falls as well.
Yep.
And just chill for the day.
So yeah, I think we'll spend at least a day, if not two, just relaxing, doing waterfalls, having a holiday, and then make the call on whether we then push straight up and get across the ferry, or whether we want to camp somewhere closer to here and go back in and watch people do Nolans for a little bit, or I don't know. But definitely be a good spot to pull up there. There is a really large campground that isn't really listed on anything at Nolans. So there's a campground on both sides of Nolans, or area that you can camp. There's plenty of room for cars and stuff, and a lot of people doing that today, just parked up with their chairs in the water and a few beers and just watching everyone come through. So yeah, we didn't have any dramas. We had a group of maybe 8 go through. When we did, we were the first 2, and then there was probably another 6 behind us.
Yeah.
All did it without being recovered and all completely fine. There was 2 cars today that, or 4 was it, sorry?
4 floated.
4 floated, 2 sank.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, and then a couple of days ago we had a few that did the other line and they drowned their cars and had water in the intake and they got towed home. So yeah, it's definitely a creek of consequence. So make sure your snorkel's sealed tight if you're going to do it. But anyway, we've probably talked long enough.
Yeah.
Let's get back to camp, get some dinner before it gets dark.
Yeah, pretty much. Right.
Thanks for watching, guys. If you are enjoying our videos, make sure you give us a like, subscribe, and yeah, comment on the videos. Let us know what you think, because it helps us out greatly.
Hi everybody! We've just completed the Tele track!
We have just completed the Tele track north. Oh, sorry, no, we'll start that again.